everyone, your favorite Nintendo YouTuber here, Nico and me, reporting on the news that we just got from Bloomberg.com, a big interview with Gamefreak that expressed all new information of Pokemon Generation 8 for the Nintendo Switch coming out in 2018 or 2019, hopefully 2018 so I can go to college and have friends who play Pokemon. You know, I feel like that's a great way to make friends. I don't know, why am I having to cry for help right here for friends in the middle of a YouTube video? I don't know, but we have a really cool article by Yuji Nakamura who got tons of info on the new Nintendo Switch title for Pokemon, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait at all. You guys, I cannot express how excited I am for a new Pokemon title. Remember when the start of June when Pokemon announced they'd have a Nintendo Direct for Pokemon, and I really thought that meant that we'd be getting the announcement of the new Pokemon Switch game. We got Pokemon Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun instead, which was so cool, but I literally did not go to school that day to watch that event. That is really sad. I deserve to get expelled for that. Please don't expel me. I'm a good kid. It was one of the last 2 days of school. Don't yell at me. We didn't do anything that day anyways. I did all my homework. I got all A's. Okay, this isn't like me spilling all my emotions to you. This is about the Pokemon news. Pokemon for the Nintendo Switch. We got lots of news. They talked about how successful Pokemon Go is, and they want to continue the success of Pokemon Go. So, here we are. In June, Ishihara revealed that a role-playing game was under development for the Switch, a Pokemon game that is. A 16-second clip of the announcement caused Nintendo's stock price to jump much as 3% in US trading as investors bet the new title will boost Switch sales. Ishihara shared a few more details about the game, which is set to be released in 2018 or later. There's a very satisfying picture of the man here. So here is Ishihara talking about the Nintendo Switch title of Pokemon. With the Switch, we see it as a chance to create Pokemon that goes deeper and with a higher level of expression. As a result, that makes it an extremely important platform. I'm going to roll through every single point of this bit of news we got, and then I'll talk about each one in depth. Here's the second quote. Right now we're using 7 to 8 inches of a screen, but on a high definition TV, you can express a whole different world with graphics and sound. Next quote, until now, games were made as one for one person, but now you can go home and play with everyone. So how do we tackle these themes? And how do we make sure it's not complicated? Oh my gosh, okay, so I'm sorry, I told you I'd go quote by quote, but this is the first time I'm reading this too. This is so exciting. I'm thinking like Pokemon is like a 2-player game right now where you can play with like your friend next to you. I'm sure it's not going to be like a 2-player like made game, right? It's not meant for like couch multiplayer, but I'm just thinking of ways they can make like here, like the person next to you can pick 6 Pokemon for your PC. You can pick 6 Pokemon from your PC. You can have a battle with the two of you on the same screen. I think that'd be really cool. Maybe, I don't know how they do that necessarily because then you'd see each other's pick and move, but they'd figure that out, you know. I can't say that we'll release accessories, but I'd like to think that a possibility. Oh, they better make a Pokeball themed Nintendo Switch, not just a Nintendo Switch. A Nintendo Switch would be cool, a dock for it would be cool, but I mean Joy-Cons, like one red, one white, or even Pokemon designed, or like a Pikachu Joy-Con. I also need a Pokemon Nintendo Switch carrying case. And then the final quote is, unlike smartphones, the Switch is not a game device that assumes that there's constant network connectivity. So from our perspective, it's really not that different from a DS or 3DS in terms of connectivity. I like this quote in a way because they aren't focusing on you being connected to the Wi-Fi a lot. A ton of games nowadays heavily rely on you always being on your connected to Wi-Fi. And I think with a game like Pokemon, at least for me, it's a game where I literally take everywhere. A game like Splatoon 2, a game like ARMS, you don't really take with you everywhere because, you know, a good portion of it you need Wi-Fi to play. With Pokemon, it's always a game where I like to take everywhere. I like to train my Pokemon on the go. I like to play the story on the go. And of course, I do love playing Wi-Fi battles, but that's something I don't have to do, right? Whenever I'm not doing Wi-Fi battles, even when I'm done with the game, I can still train Pokemon, catch new Pokemon. It's the type of game where I really play everywhere. And I like that they're not primarily focusing on you having Wi-Fi 24/7 with this game. So I do like that, but I also do think they should work on connectivity for the Switch. I really liked the PSS system in Pokemon X and Y. That was great. You got to connect easily with your friends, with your whoever you wanted to battle, new people, people you knew. It was just a fantastic online experience for the 3DS, like the best it could have possibly been. It really felt like you were online on X and Y. It really felt like you were connecting with everyone. It felt very, very connected. Then with Sun and Moon, with the festival plaza, with all of the balloons and random coloring stations and like the random thing where you can, like, I don't know, there were just so many random things that you didn't need. It was very hard to get into battles. I did not really love that. So I hope they do work, and obviously they will. They'll work more on connectivity in terms of actually being in the game on the Wi-Fi and setting up matches and playing with friends and trading. One of my favorite things, if not my favorite thing about Pokemon, is trading and communicating with other trainers and battling and finding groups online that also play Pokemon and connecting with them. The post game, honestly, for me, even the Pokemon game truly starts when the game is over, if that makes any sense. For me, the game starts when I beat the Elite Four. I have all of the things I need item-wise, and I can go out into the world. I can catch all of the rare Pokemon. I can EV train, IV train. I can collect all the items I need. I can battle online, trade online. That's when the game really starts for me as like a competitive player who is addicted to Pokemon. I have many, many more hours of me playing training Pokemon for Wi-Fi battles than they do playing the actual plot. So I really hope they keep on building on that atmosphere, the online atmosphere of Pokemon, while also not forcing it at all times too, like an online shooter or something would be. So moving on, going back to some of the earlier quotes we talked about, with the Switch, we see it as a chance to create Pokemon that go deeper and with a higher level of expression. As a result, this makes an extremely important platform. So for sure, this is definitely a much bigger piece of hardware compared to the Nintendo 3DS. Not only size-wise, I mean, you're going to have to carry this thing around, you know, with a carrying pouch of some sort. The 3DS is a clamshell. I don't know. Do I have to describe the dimensions of it for you? No, but more so, it's much more technologically advanced. It's bigger. It's bigger in terms of it's just a more powerful type of big. It's more powerful. It has much more capabilities. It can be 720p on mobile. It can be 1080p, 60 frames per second on the TV. It is the biggest and best Pokemon will ever look and be. And a big complaint of Sun and Moon and other Pokemon games were the lack of expression on Pokemon and on the characters' faces. So I think I'm looking at it a bit too literally when I look at going deeper with level of expression, but maybe I'm not. I think they're really going to make the Pokemon a lot more realistic. Not like, oh, that Pikachu looks like an electric rat. No, they're still going to look like Pokemon in cartoons. I mean, more so, when a Pokemon gets hit, it's going to look sad, damaged, hurt. When a trainer wins a battle, they're going to look super happy, excited. When there's a freaking Ultra Beast coming out through the altered dimensions of the world and about to blow up the world, you're not going to have a straight face. You're going to be terrified, right? Tons of more expression, a more believable, more immersive world, and I can't wait for that. Not only just with expression, but walking around and seeing the grass and being expressed through buildings and culture, and you're gonna feel like you're in an actual Pokemon world more than ever. I think X and Y and Pokemon Sun and Moon as well did a really good job of putting like themes together, right? You had France in X and Y, and it felt like you were in France. The Pokemon felt like they were France inspired. They had so many cool like theories and like concepts that went with the French theme. And then you go to Alola and all of the Pokemon looked like they could fit in the jungle atmosphere. The whole entire region looks like Hawaii, and it feels like everything fits. And I loved how they did that. But now with the Nintendo Switch, they can build that level of expression and realistic atmospheres and really make things more believable and really, really, really expand on what they've got going on. So I'm really excited to see how the world changes. One of my favorite things about Pokemon is exploring. I love going out and checking out new towns, routes, caves, everything, finding every nook and cranny. And I think this will definitely give us the biggest Pokemon region of all time as well, because it's going to be so much bigger in comparison. Now moving on to literal size, right now we're using 7 to 8 inches, but on a high definition TV you can express a whole different world with the graphics and sound. I cannot wait to hear the Pokemon melodies, the amazing music, the instrumentation on my TV. It's going to be amazing. The sound is going to be great. The Pokemon battling is going to be amazing. The noises the Pokemon make, hopefully they'll make more unique noises as well. And then of course the graphics. Can you imagine? Okay, jumping from the DS to the 3DS was massive, but jumping from the 3DS to literally like a Wii U, imagine that, right? But the Switch is even stronger and better than the Wii U, so just imagine how big that would be, right? It's like switching from a DS to a Wii, or switching from a Game Boy to a GameCube. Like, the difference is astounding, and it's gonna be amazing to see how amazing. Like, I'm imagining Charizard right now shooting a flamethrower, and you know what I want the environment to change. Like, I want, like, when you do a seismic toss, like the ground to have indents in it after you hit it, right? I want the environment to change during your battles. I think that'd be really cool, and I think that's something they're definitely capable of. I can't say we'll release accessories, but I'd like to think that's a possibility. I talked about this a little bit earlier. I really like the idea of accessories, Joy-Cons, holders of your Switch, the pouches, stuff like that. And we got a lot of useful, fun information about that. And I talked about the smartphones and the Switch network connectivity and stuff like that. And I'm really excited for stuff that really bring out the connectivity of the Switch, but also the mobility of the Switch. This is still a game that's portable, and I really hope they don't lose that in Pokemon as well. I really want to go to college. You know, this is back to my cry for help. I want to go to college when the game comes out, say 2018, when I start college. I want to go to college and see tons of people with their Switches out and on the go, and they're playing Pokemon, and we can just sit next to each other and talk about Pokemon, have a friendly Pokemon battle or trade. Like, that would be so awesome for me, and I think that's definitely capable of doing so. That happened all the time with me in school when I was little with my Game Boy or my DS, or even when I'm older now with my 3DS. Tons of teens bring their 3DS and their DSs to school to trade and to battle and to play, and the same thing can happen with the Switch. It's capable, it's gonna happen. So definitely making it not bound to Wi-Fi makes that a lot easier and more fun to me, because I'm not gonna always have Wi-Fi. So thanks for watching. For more Nintendo Switch news and more Pokemon news, hit the subscribe button. I'm always here for that stuff, the amazing news that you need. I'm here for it. I cannot wait for Pokemon. Pokemon's my biggest hobby, if you want to call it a hobby. If you want to call like Pokemon its own hobby in relation to gaming, I consider Pokemon a hobby, because like if you say gaming's my hobby, I feel like you can be more specific with that. Like, shooters are my hobby, like Call of Duty or CS:GO or whatever is my hobby, or Overwatch is my hobby, or Minecraft is my hobby. I think Pokemon is a hobby more so than just an umbrella term of gaming, you know? I don't know, random thought right there. Thanks for watching. For more Pokemon news, more Switch news, hit subscribe to your favorite Nintendo YouTuber, Nico and me. Goodbye. Make it to the end of this video. You can now watch this video or this other video. You can also hit the subscribe button right here. It's the thing I like to call binge watching, where you keep on watching videos until, well, your whole day is gone, but it's okay. I encourage it. I'll keep it secret between you and I. Have a good day.